Welcome back, welcome back. We have in the studio a local author. We have Patrick Chouinard. He's a writer, freelance journalist, and a former producer of Archeology TV. He's the editor-in-chief of the New Archaeology Review and lives right here in Harrison, Arkansas. Welcome to the show, Patrick. We had you on, I think, last year, and were these books published at the time? Or?
Yes.
Yes, okay. We just didn't have our hands on them. And these are at the local Harrison or Boone County Library. And if you're interested in archaeology, which I think you are, would you say that this is your passion?
Well, I have a number of passions, but I could say that archaeology is one of them.
Yeah, and where did that passion stem from? As a child, or?
Well, you know, as a child, I was very interested in paleontology, actually, and also history. It's kind of interesting. I kind of jumped from interest to interest regarding science. You know, I think it was when I was 5, I was really into astronomy. At 6, I was into scuba diving and the oceanography and Jacques Cousteau. Then maybe the next one, it was paleontology. And each time I shifted, my mother indulged me and bought me all kinds of items and decorations to fit that interest in my room. So I was surrounded and encouraged with every interest that came up in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Good.
And then, now, currently, you had an event at the Boone County Library that has been postponed because of weather. Is that right?
We're actually going to have that.
You're going to have it. Okay.
On the 31st. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't confirm it with Jean, but I believe what she told me it was on the 31st. But it's available. The information is available on the Boone County Library newsletter. Okay. And it should tell all about it.
Okay. Now, that when people come for that event, what's going to be the topics? What's going to be the substance of that?
I'm going to cover those books, but then I'm going to move on to the next projects I'm doing, like Return of the Giants, which I actually have the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can rack that up back there and see a picture of that.
Talk a little bit about some of my theories regarding ancient aliens, which is a popular topic on History Channel these days, and what I think about theories, ancient astronauts, so forth.
Oh, we saw it for a second. It's up there back.
And
now that involves, when you talk about aliens and giants, that's UFOs and
of course, yes, UFOs and things of that nature. But giants is part of a mythology that goes back way into remote human antiquity. And as far back as we can remember, we've been talking about giants and cyclops, whether you had the Norse, the frost giants, or the great gigantes of the Greek mythology. This is all a very prevalent tradition in human lore.
Okay.
We're scrolling through some.
Oh yeah, that's King Arthur there.
Now, what was his involvement in?
Yeah,
how's that all tie in? Yeah.
He's part of the subject of one of the books I'm writing right now, one of the new ones, which is based on ancient Celtic and Teutonic mythology. So that's actually going to be in one of the new books. That image I own. Okay. So that's going to be in the book.
Was it okay
if this right here is a picture you often see on ancient aliens. To me, it's more or less a Rorschach test. You know what the Rorschach tests are, right?
No, I don't.
Those are those blots that the psychologists show you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, ancient alien theorists believe that those depict space-suited aliens, but I see them in a quite different perspective because I'm in a different frame of mind. I see bulky Norse giants. So it's not pure evidence that extraterrestrials visited Earth. It's just a very enigmatic rock carving pictograph that gives you an idea of what is the possibility. And I find that a very interesting picture. It's out in the American Southwest.
That's where this image came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it in a cave?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So these books are available. And tell us a little bit about forgotten worlds a little bit. We talked about giants. What's this book going to be about, or what is it about?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, you know, it's very interesting. That's actually a primer on Atlantis. It discusses the Atlantean myth, but also goes into the extraterrestrial argument. Talks about lost civilizations, not only on this world, but also the moon and Mars and other structures. Then it also talks about ancient Norse tradition, the occult traditions of Nazi theory, very much into...
So you just let your mind go
Wow.
wild,
Yeah, I
right?
let my mind go wild, exactly.
Now, do
And
you let it go wild? Is this from your mind, or do you try to bring in factual
Actual
data?
facts.
Well, I
from-
let my mind go, but I also have research. You know,
Okay.
I amassed a great deal of material, which I based the book on. But, you know, I find if you let your mind go wild, you usually will sell more copies because it makes it more interesting.
Okay, so people are interested
Yeah.
in wild things, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is going on? Anything we should? What's going to happen in 6 months? Are you working on that book? Will it be finished? Will it be out?
It'll be out. The first one that's coming out, I don't have a title for it yet, but it's going to be linked to ancient Caucasian peoples who were present in China, Western China, from 6,000 to 3,000 years ago and could have preempted Chinese civilization.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
So-
there's also legends I discuss throughout the book of Caucasians in different other areas of the world which are non-Caucasian today, but 2,000 years ago were populated by what is considered a lost race of ancient Caucasians.
Do you think these Caucasians came from like
Europe?
Spaceships or?
You know, I think that this was part of a very ancient population that once existed either in Europe or Eastern Europe prior to the Ice Age and then expanded outward later on. And that's where I'm standing right now.
Okay. Well, it sounds pretty out there, and that's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to expand your mind and in your writings in your book. We want to let people know that you're going to be at the Boone County Library January 31st. At what time? At 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. And it's going to be in the upstairs meeting room. Is that
That's
right?
correct.
Yes. And the topic is going to be on these two books,
Yeah.
for Forgotten Worlds and also Lost Race
Lost.
of the Giants. Right?
Yep. I can see you're
I
real
got like
sold
tongue
on it.
tied there.
I can see you're real sold on it, Ann.
Well, I couldn't read it.
Oh, we
So
encourage people that are interested in this topic. If you're interested in paleontology or archaeology or ancient history or far out there
Yeah.
philosophies, then Patrick is probably the guy that you need to talk with, and you'll be available after the
answer
to
questions
answer
and-
questions and pontificate about just about anything that you or their heart's desire. Is that
That's
true?
correct.
All
I'll
right.
be there.
All right. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Go long and
Live long and
prosper.
prosper, yes. All right, up next we have Jim Johnson and Jamie Holt. They're going to be talking about an awesome event that's happening right here at the Lyric Theater. Coming up real soon, and you'll be wanting to know about all of that and how to get your tickets fast. Stay with us. We're coming right back.